Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. And today we'll be back for Matchday 14 Premier League predictions. I hope you're enjoying this video. And please like and subscribe on this video. You don't have to watch the whole video, but I'd like you to subscribe. We're on the road to 100 subscribers by the end of 2024. The games that I'll be going through, they're all in the mid or the middle of the week. So, yeah. First up, we do have Crystal Palace versus Ipswich. Well, Ipswich are actually at home. So, I did get that wrong. But Ipswich versus Crystal Palace, I think this would be a kind of a dead game. But even though there are a couple of players that could be here to entertain the crowd, you know, Ipswich haven't got off to the best of starts. They are currently in the relegation zone. It's not looking good for Ipswich. They need a win, and desperately is Crystal Palace. They have had a massive drop off since the start of the season. They have since last season. I think the Elise transfer to Bayern Munich has really killed them. Yeah, it's been just downhill for Crystal Palace since Elise has been gone. And I am going to go with a Ipswich win. Personally, I think Ipswich are looking better at the moment because Crystal Palace are not really being good. I think they've been crap, but it feels like they're just so much different compared to what they were last season. But under Ole Glasner, I think Ipswich are going to come out. Delap is gonna perform. Hutchinson's gonna perform, and I think they'll also get a win for their supporters. So I think they will win 1-0. I think it'll be a scrappy game. Eze might get a few chances for Crystal Palace, same as Mateta, but I think that they will not score a goal, and Ipswich will score one. Maybe Delap, I think Delap might score. Next up, we have Leicester versus West Ham. Leicester are currently in the relegation zone. I know they're just out of the relegation zone. They just got Ruud van Nistelrooy as their manager, so I think this might be his first game, if not. So I think that Leicester will have a bit more of an attacking game plan with Ruud van Nistelrooy. And also on the other side of the coin, you got West Ham, who came off a 5-2 loss to Arsenal. I think that they were actually the better side in the second half. I did watch the second half. They were the better side. But they are just, I don't know, West Ham, I feel like they've also fallen off since the start of the season. But they are, I think West Ham are going to be primed to win this game, and I think they will win I think West Ham will win 3-1. Well, I'm gonna go with 3-1. They'll just have that little bit more quality compared to Leicester, and I think Leicester are in big trouble. I think they would be, on the edges a bit, and they will be giving a red hot crack to West Ham. But I just don't think it'll be enough for them. I think there will be a bit more of a hunger about West Ham to winning this game. But then again, we could see Leicester come out and win. But I don't know. I think West Ham have a little bit more quality with Kudus, with Bowen, even with someone like Danny Ings I think that they will go out and win. Next up, we do have Southampton versus Chelsea, and I think this is only going one way. I don't want to sound biased, but I think this is only going one way. It's the bottom of the table versus the team who's equal second. Chelsea, I think we should be able to win. To be honest, this should be a game that we would want to win, and I think we should be able to win. Touch wood, but this should be hopefully it's going to be a high quality game, and we need the points more than ever. Really, we're gonna try and push everything to Liverpool and Arsenal. Obviously, Arsenal are above us on the alphabetical order, but I think this will be a comfortable win for us. Touch wood. I'm gonna go with 3-0. I think it'll be a comfortable win. I'm going with 3-0. I think Cole Palmer's just hitting form. Jackson, Enzo's now scored 2 in a row. 2 games in 2, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I think Enzo Maresca has just done the job for Chelsea so far. And on the flip side of that, Southampton, I think they've lost their 3 best players apparently. I think they're going to lose Harwood Bellis, Dibbling, and someone else. And they haven't been good because but obviously when you're someone like Southampton, coming up to the Premier League is just tough. And maybe if they can get something from this game, it could give them confidence. But I think this is only going one way, and I think it's only going Chelsea's way. And I'm going to say 3-0 to Chelsea. Next up, we do have a big game, I think, in the round. We have Man City taking on Nottingham Forest. This is a massive game for Man City. They almost need to win this. The wheels are falling off at Man City, let's be honest. And even it's affecting someone like a Pep Guardiola. He's just battered, bruised. He's just everything that's just resembling Man City at the moment. Battered, bruised. Honestly, needs a new change, to be honest, at Man City. I think they're kind of losing the plot, Man City. And it's absolutely killing them. It is killing them. On the flip side of it, Nottingham Forest, they're currently 6th. They just got a win off Ipswich, against Ipswich last weekend. Chris Wood with the penalty. But I think that this one will be a draw because Man City, I don't trust them as much anymore. I don't know if they'll win these sort of games, Man City. And I think Man City will, you don't know what to expect from Man City. They could come out and this could be a game where it all changes the momentum, but I just can't see them in it. Man City, they just lost to Liverpool, and they got absolutely destroyed. I really don't know. Man City are gonna do the job, and I think this one will be a draw. I think it'd be 1-1, because it's just I think both sides, Nottingham Forest have been on the improve, and Man City, they're on the slide. For me personally, right now, they're just on the slide right now, because I think the players are getting a little bit old. The players I feel like when you win so much, you get less hungry to win trophies and win titles. But if Man City do win the title this year, which I think they won't, but if they do, this will be arguably one of the best titles of all time, because they look battered, they look gone. But I think this one will be a draw against Nottingham Forest. Next up, we do have Newcastle versus Liverpool, and this is big in the title race. If Liverpool can win this game, I think they are in prime. I mean, they already are, but they should be in prime position to win the Premier League. Going to St James's Park and winning would be massive for them. And if they can do it, they should be able to win this game. I think Newcastle came off a draw against Palace last week, but I think the loss of Isak could be massive for them, for Newcastle. Liverpool their train just keeps on going for Liverpool. They keep on steamrolling everyone, basically everyone, you'd have to say. And I think I'm hoping, as a Chelsea supporter, I'm hoping it's going to be a draw, but I think Liverpool will win it again. They're absolutely killing it at the moment, Liverpool, and I think that they will win 3-1. I think Salah's going to get on the score sheet. I think that McAllister, he's been popping up with the goals as of late. Well, he got one against Real Madrid. Salah, Szoboszlai might even pop up with a goal, but I'm going to go with 3-1 to Liverpool. Next up, we do have Everton versus Wolves, and both teams are down near the bottom. They have been struggling. Stuff really hasn't worked for them this year. Wolves and Everton came off a loss last week. Everton got 4-0 against Manchester United, and Wolves came off a 4-2 loss to Bournemouth at home. Wolves gave away 3 penalties to Bournemouth, and it really ended up costing them. If you didn't give away those 3 penalties, well then you would have won. Just think about it that way. If anyone from Wolves is watching this, but I think this one will be a draw. I feel like both teams it would just be a stagnant sort of game, where it just might stagnate, or it could be a game with a lot of goals. Cunha has been good form lately. Strun Larson scored 1 or 2 last week. He's been in okay form for Wolves. Yeah, and also, Njai for Everton, Beto, Lundstrom, they can get in the goals as well for Everton. But, I think this will be a 1-1. I think, both teams are just I don't really know what to say about both teams, because they're not really playing well because of what's been happening this season for both of them. And yeah, next up we do have Arsenal taking on Manchester United, and Arsenal just won against West Ham. Man United beat Everton. Man United, they're looking a bit better of a side this over these last couple of weeks. Obviously, with Ruben Amorim coming in, a better coach than Ten Hag. It's changing the philosophy at Manchester United, and I think Xerxes got 2. Rashford got 2. It might just be the change that United might have needed. And on the flip side of the coin, Arsenal were 4-0 up against West Ham and won the game 5-2, which is good for them. Arsenal, they score from set pieces, and that's what they've done with Gabriel. And they were just dominant for most of that first half, and that's what really won them the game, to be honest. The dominance in the first half. And I think this one will be a draw. I think Ruben Amorim might have the perfect sort of tactic to play against Arsenal. He's got that good quality coach mentality in his system, and I think that he will win. He will draw this game. Sorry, I think it will be a 2-2 draw. I think there'll be goals. There'll be good attacks, good flares of play, and I think Arsenal will draw the game with Man United. Next up, we do have Aston Villa versus Brentford, and Aston Villa, they have absolutely been shocking over the last couple of months. They haven't won their last 8 games. That is just shocking for Aston Villa. I think they should be able to win this one against Brentford. Brentford, I think, how did they go last week, Brentford? They won 4-1 over Leicester. I think Leicester must have had their caretaker coach, or maybe they did have Ruud van Nistelrooy. Who knows? I think Schade got a hat-trick, but I think this one will be a draw. Villa are just low on confidence. Brentford, they're not really the best of sides that go at you really this season. And I think this one will be a 2-2 draw. Next up, we do have Fulham versus Brighton. Fulham, they came off a draw against Spurs last weekend. Even with the red card, they are not really playing. They didn't really play that well. I found it interesting that Todd Canny, he scored the goal for Fulham, and then about 20 minutes later, he was the one who got the red card. So there you go. And on the flip side of the coin, Brighton, they came up for a draw against Southampton. I think they'd be very disappointed with themselves. I think if I was a Brighton player, I'd be absolutely kicking myself, because you're not going to get many opportunities of getting wins like against Southampton, especially at home. I think it was a chance going begging for them and for Brighton, but they, I think Brighton can go into the top 4, or they're already in the top 4, but they can almost cement themselves in the top 4, and I think that they will cement themselves in the top 4. Hertzler has just got them playing unreal ball, and I think that he will get them the win here, and I think it'll be a confident win. It'll be a 4-0 win for Brighton. I think it'll be one of the biggest shocks of the round, 4-0 to Brighton. Next up, and final game of the round, we have Bournemouth taking on Tottenham. Tottenham came off a draw last week. Bournemouth came off a win. I think this could be very interesting. Cliver got a hat-trick for Bournemouth last weekend, and Tottenham got a draw last weekend against Fulham. I think they'd almost be kicking themselves, to be completely honest. Tottenham, they wouldn't be happy. And Bournemouth, I think this is an opportunity to beat Tottenham. Ange has been a bit inconsistent for Ange Postecoglou. Has been a bit inconsistent at Tottenham this season. It feels like he beats the best teams, but then when he comes up against teams that he should be beating, he usually screws up and draws or loses. I think this one will be I think Tottenham will prevail. I think they will get that, maybe a 2-1 win for Tottenham. I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be fast paced. Might be end to end sort of ball, and yeah, this will be a win for Tottenham. Thank you everyone for watching. Sorry there's no FPL this week because I don't know, I couldn't. It's basically the same team from last week, if you remember. If you don't, well then bad luck. Thank you all for watching. I hope you will enjoy the video. Please like and subscribe and turn the bell notifications on to stay in touch with all the content that is coming up. And I will see you in the next one.